Hey guys, Doug here again, back with another carving video, and today is a 4-inch man. Now, you say I already have a 4-inch man video. Well, if you're watching this one, hopefully that one will be gone. The content was good, but the video quality was bad, and like I said earlier in past live streams, that there's a couple of videos I want to redo, and this is one of them. And it's a good thing too, because I've changed my techniques already. So pretend it's a brand new video, and let's just get cracking at it. I'm going to be using a 4-inch piece of basswood. It's an 1.5 inch square, and just using my knives. So I'm going to spin around and let's carve up a little man. If you can believe this, this is the second time tonight I've done this. I just carved this little fella right here, and the whole video, I just went to make the video and there's no sound. So he's going to sit right over here, and we're going to start new. So as always, going to find our center of our block, and we're just going to go around and mark a center just to keep ourselves in line and to stay on track. I'm even going to go across the top, I think. All right. Now, starting from the bottom, I'm going to move this up just a little bit. Starting from the bottom here, I'm going to give it a good 5/8. Now, 5/8 is, oh, I don't know if that's 5. I should say that first. If that's almost 3/4, 11/16. So yeah, about 18 mil. And then I'm going to go up about 1.5 inches. All right. I'm going to take that 1.5 inch mark. What is 1.5 inches, you say? 1.5 inches is 40 mil. Okay. I can take that 1.5 inch mark, and I'm going to put that just on the back side, just save for later. Okay. But right off the bat here, let's just go and cut out our feet. All right. So this is a little bit of a tougher piece of wood here. So I'm just going to go in from each side, and I'm going to take little bites. That 1.5 inch mark here is only for the slope that I'm going to go to the feet. It means nothing really, and it doesn't matter if you're up or down, but I just like that just to keep myself from going too far up or too far down. All right. So I'm going to bring this in quite a ways too, actually. That helps. Little bites off the side are good too. You don't have to horse it all out in one cut. Then you got a smaller cut in the middle. All right. All right. Make that a little bit cleaner. Not that it matters at all. What do we got there? That's what we got. So we're probably in a good 5/8 already. Okay. So there you go. Now, what we're going to do on the back side here is, this is just kind of like the bottom of the butt. So I'm just going to kind of go down with a little V cut here. And I'm going to take that line. I'm going to keep that line going down. That is the bottom of the butt, if I said that or not. But. And I'm going to take that probably about 1/4 inch from the bottom, okay? So this is what we're going to end up with, something like that. All right? So now I can kind of horse out a little bit more. Okay. And if you're a beginner, remember safety first. I have some introduction to wood carving videos you might want to check out too. And also, safety gloves is very important, especially for a beginner. Okay, look at that. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of this. Actually, I'm going to take that line. I'm just going to put a little notch in there because it's so easy to lose that line, but I'm going to take a little bit off the back here. We'll look at it more later, but all right. Okay, now let's say this is the bottom of our head here. I'm gonna guess that's probably 2.5. Well, yeah. 2.5 is pretty good. 2.5 from the bottom is about 64 mil. If that's 2.5 there, I'm going to raise my pencil up about that much. I'm going to make that mark on the back side, okay? And all that does is give me that nice little angle that we want for our neck, right? So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to bite in on that line right in the center. I'm going to separate the head from the body. I'll show you the front, and then I know the editor of this video very well, and I think we'll speed up the other 3 sides. But that's all we're doing, okay? So we're in about a good 1/4 inch, right? And we do that all the way around. There is our head, just roughly separated. Now what we're going to do is, as far as we went in, we're going to remove that on the sides, okay? All these 3 sides, we're going to leave the front alone. Okay? So these are big cuts. Come down. Basically, as you can see here, we're just as deep as the cut that we went into removed. See that? A little bit wonky on top. Alright. So I'm going to do these other 2 sides. And make sure it looks kind of square. Even on both sides. There you go. All right. So let's just give the head some shape. Take all the corners off. Okay. Now, let's say, put the arm in here. Now I want to go, well, before we do that, let's take the hump off his back. See that? Let's kind of cut that, well, like so. See that? It just gives him a little bit more of a standing pose. We can cut that neck in again too, right? There, just like so. Just took that little hump off his neck there. We'll cut that back in there again. Before we get carried away though, let's put these arms in here. Now the arms should be like a good finger. In fact, even a little bit more forward. You can always make them smaller, but you can't make them bigger. And I want to save a little bit of this for the butt here. So we're going to go more like so. Okay. I'm going to do this side with you, and then I'll do the other side on my own, just for video's sake. But we're just going to dig our knife in there. Remember, you want to get as deep as you can, do multiple passes, and the deeper you get the first time, you won't get all those secondary little ugly little cuts. All right, I'm just going to go across here, take that out, and that can come right out to the bottom like that. The middle again, and take the big corner of there. That. Now that's not beautiful, but we can clean it up after, because what you see here is not what you're going to end up with. I said, the back side here. I'm going to, I'm just going to run that across. I want to save some of that meat on the back here for the butt, so just going to kind of go across like that. So it's not going to be as deep as the top, but that's about it. Yeah. All right. Now I can come across a bit of an angle, come down a little bit, but we'll fine tune that after. All right. Okay, that's one side, rough. I'll do the other side and I'll come right back. There is our matching arms. All right, right to the back. All right, so you can see now we brought our head is actually in from the, if you take the butt up, the butt's right about here. So the head is actually sitting in over top of the shoulders, which is nice. But what we gotta do now is we gotta re-separate that head on that same angle. All right, and get that on its own again. All right. Now we've got all this meat in the front here. See that big fat? So let's get that back, and we can undercut the chin. All right, and then right across the belly, up under the chin. We're gonna go farther. Okay, now this looks goofy looking, right? See that? How that's way up there. So this cut here, we're gonna come right across, all in one sweep, and we're gonna take that off. See that side? Compared to that side. So same thing. We're gonna come right across that belly and take the top of the shoulder with it. See that? Make sure we look kind of even. A little bit more. There. Well, look how small these got now. All right. Now, we can take a little bit off the gut here. Let's put a mark on our pencil line before we lose it. Okay. So let's do that. Let's pursue that a little bit farther. Make that a little bit deeper. All right. Let's spin our feet around here. Let's look at the bottom of our feet. Let's bring this toe is a little bit bigger, so let's bring that on an angle like that, and on an angle like that. And then from this, the heel will come down like so. Same thing here. Bring that down. We'll give the feet a little bit of shape. All right. I actually kind of like to cut it on a bit of a back angle too. It's kind of a bit of a Harley Refsall and just as much John Overby now. I'm just kind of going from basically the bottom of the hand there, right across there. Same here. There, that's rough. Okay, now here's a fun cut. I'm gonna put my knife right here on the top of the hand, and I'm gonna go right down on an angle. I'm gonna go across. I'm gonna take that top of the foot this way. I'm gonna take the angle off of there, and hopefully they're gonna join. See that? So we just put his hands way back here. Here, it's the same thing here. I'm gonna come right across there. Right. And the top of the foot, I'm gonna take that like so. Look at that. I'll make sure they're a little bit the same distance, but that's pretty much it. Now I am looking at these arms, and I can see that arm is a little bit deeper, so I'm gonna put that just a little bit deeper. always kind of trying to make sure it's always symmetrical. Come on, come on. That piece is stubborn. Right there. Get out. Okay. There. That's better. So, where are we now? We got our butt here. Let's, before we figure out this clothing here, let's give him our butt right around here somewhere. And let's put these arms, set these arms in place. Alright. So all I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take that knife and put it right down, nice and deep, same on both sides. We're going to separate those arms from the body. Like that. And these little pieces we got left, we're going to join them up. Under the arm, right? Cut that right off. Come on. Always gotta be one, right? Flatten that out a little bit. Okay, cut that butt in just a little bit. Alright, bring it back up. We're going to come across here, like that, and like that. Across here, and down here. We're going to come up under the hands. Just a little bit thicker. You see the little extra piece there, so it's a little bit thick. Alright. Now, back to the butt. So that's also making the bottom of the jacket as well. Okay, a little bit dirty in there, clean that out. Always try to keep your cuts clean as you go. You don't want to come back and do it again. Get that down in there. There we go. No, we got the bottom of our, while we're here, let's just make that cut right up to the bottom of the butt. Alright, come across here. We'll just split those legs all the way up. I'll do it. Okay, we're going to go around and fine tune all these edges after, but we're right here now. Okay, now what should we do? Let's go up to the head. Let's jump back to the head. Let's make the head look like a head shape. All the way around. Taking off the edges. And we'll leave a little bit in the front for now. Let's just turn around this. Give his head some shape. Real head is like an egg shape. So we want to take that squareness out of it. I'm happy with the back, I think. Take these saw cuts off of here. Alright, now there's our center line here. I'm just going to make that a little more of a gradual round to that center line. Kind of like we're starting on the edge of a stick. Alright, we're going to give this guy hair. So let's just say this is the hairline here. All right, let's divide that into 3, give or take a few millimeters. All right, but the center line back in here, somewhere like that. All right, see that? So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to cut the bottom of the nose on a bit of a downward angle. All right. And then this is going to be the top of the eye. We're going to go with the cartoon eyes again. We're going to be tackling different eyes in the future, but for now we're sticking with the beginner cartoon eyes, and they're fun. I like them. I'm going to go on a bit of an angle, see that? And an angle. One thing to note is you can see on the side profile here, they're actually cut back like that on an angle. Okay, and there is a center point here. I can go a little bit deeper, but we're actually going to create a center ridge by doing that. All right, see that? But before we get carried away, let's draw on, that center is not center anyway, so that's good. Let's make him a fatter nose. And all I'm going to do now is turn my knife around the proper way before I cut my finger off. And I just want to come down like so on both sides of the nose, and hopefully I can just flick it right off like that. This side, just going to flick it off. Okay, now that little ridge on top, I can go a little bit deeper, I think. So let's do that. Get more of a shelf to sit the eyes on. All right. All right, now our nose is very square. Let's take the bottom up like that. Like that. And just round it off a bit. Get rid of these misleading pencil lines. All right. And we'll give that little cut here that just kind of highlights the nose, even though nobody has a sharp edge on their nose. And we'll just keep rounding it. Okay, now we're going to do some smile lines. Now the smile lines, that's a fat nose, Dougie. I'm going to put those angles up just a little bit more. All right. We're going to cut that off anyway. We're going to take the edge of the nose here. We're going to draw a line right out from the corner, like so, and like so. Okay, take my knife, stick my knife, I'm going to go right down there, pretty deep. We're going to lose the bottom of it after, but we're going to go down pretty deep here. Now I'm going to jam my knife in here at this nose. The other side as well. Okay. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to cut that chunk right out of there. Both sides. That. I just made that nose a little bit deeper. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to cut the bottom off shortly, but that's what we're going for. All right, now before we do that, let's put our knife right on the bottom of that little shelf there, and I'm just going to thin that way down. I'm going to break that in there. See that? Way down. Look at that. Big difference. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing actually on the bottom side. I'm going to thin that down, leaving a bit of a cheek. But try and keep the same. I'm going to round that a little bit. And we'll come back and do that with the mouth after. For now, let's talk about these eyes. I'm just going to draw them in here. And like I said, we're just going to do the little cartoon eyes again. Nice, easy little eyes here. Stick my knife in there. I'm going to swing it around. Come down. A little kick on the bottom. A little kick on the bottom, and then swing it up. Come right around, back down. Now before I do anything, I'm going to put one flat cut right there. That takes that little chip out of the corner. Same on the other side, a little flat cut on the bottom. Take a little chip out of the corner. Now I'm going to follow that up and just kind of undercut it. Like so. There you go. Now I don't like all those pencil lines, so I'm just going to go around the eye and just kind of flare it back just a little bit. Oh, I got a little chip out of the corner. Come on. Just enough to get that pencil line up there. All right. I blow right in the microphone. I'm just going to round as much as we can inside there, taking off those edges. But that's pretty much it. Alright, I'm going to leave it alone before I make a mistake. I got another mistake. I'm going to put a part of hair on this guy. Let's just draw a line up here. Alright, here. And we're going to bring his hair, let's kind of swoop it down. Like that. Come right around. This side here. Same idea. Just bring it back like that. Alright. So I'm just going to stick my knife in. Careful you don't bust out the eyes at this point. This way too. And be a little bit careful here. I'm going to come up underneath, slide my knife around, taking it This is where I want to be a little bit careful I don't break anything. I'll just take little bites at a time. Alright, now I'm going to go a little bit deeper back here, I think. Yeah, get that part in there. All right, let's just bring that down. Pop that out of there. There, kind of goofy looking, but we can just roll all that around. I'll just do this whole head. Just little scoopy cuts. Alright, bring that back on the back angle. Alright. Don't break. Okay, take that pencil line off there. Got a head of hair. Got big cheeks too. So I'm going to bring these down a little bit. Alright. Both sides, we'll bring them down. What we're going to do right here is we're going to be bold here. Take one big cut this way. Alright. One down this way. And we're going to pop that little chunk out of there. See that? We just separated the back of the jaw and the hair. Same on this side. Big cut down there. Big cut down here. Right, just pop that out of there. I'll clean up the hair, the shoulder. Let's undercut that jaw a little bit. Alright, that's where we're at. I think we can still do a little more of that here. Let's just... Alright. Fun. So, the man doesn't have a mouth. So let's just kind of round this little jaw mound here. At that point of that nose, it's a little bit off center. It's not a big deal. We'll just kind of move it over. There we go. Now we're going to keep our mouth closer to the top, right under the nose. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to stick my knife in. Right. The same thing on the bottom side, a little bit of an angle now. And hopefully that's just going to come right out. I want to get that pencil line out of there. I'm going to, oh, the pencil line's on top. Go away. little stabby cut here. This just kind of ends the mouth. A little triangle piece out of there, see that? Same on this side. Cut a little. There's the drain. A little cut out there. Alright. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start rolling my knife. It's just a little bit of a roll. Alright. Try and leave more in the center of the lip there. See, we got a little bit of a, he gained a little bit of a lip. All right. Let's do a little bit more. Oh, he's gone quiet. He's thinking. All right. I don't care for that there. Good enough, right? Now, before we go any further, we gotta decide. This guy's gonna have his hands in his pockets, right? But his jacket's going to come down from his pockets. Alright, but let's get this, so now we know where that line is going to be. So let's get these feet a little bit smaller. We got a rough cut in here. I like the big oversized feet. That's not really a mistake, it's just a super exaggeration. So I'm going to come down like that, stab my knife in there. Same on this side. Get it right in there. I'm just going to go across, pop that out. Okay, there you go. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Bring the feet, rather the feet go down than up on a small angle. That chatter. All right. Okay, so I'm going to, what's this guy gonna wear? Let's give him a little bit of a jacket. Let's leave it open a little bit too. All right, and then we'll give him a little collar. All right, so I run my knife down. That line, run my knife down this side, that line. Okay, put a little stop. I guess what we gotta do too is, if that's a jacket, then his waist is gonna be about here. So put a little cut in there. Cut down here. Okay, that's his waist. All right, then his jacket is going to come this way. I'm going to cut that up to the bottom of his belly. Okay, then we'll take the jacket out. Come on, you can do it. This side. All right. Come on. I saw that wiggle, so I don't want to play with that too much. There's his shirt. So let's get the bottom of his coat here. and then back up to the hands here. There. That's kind of rough in there. Let's get that bit of an angle open. There we go. Clean that out. My brush. Yep, we lost that piece. I knew there was a little loose piece in there, which is okay, I guess. We'll have to make it work. There's a little piece there. I saw it wiggle. So let's do it again, a little bit deeper. There's always another shirt underneath that shirt. Deep breath. Okay. I gotta get that out of there nice and clean. That's one drawback with the knife. Can't go grab another tool to clean her out, so we'll get her. But I gotta get that waist back in there. Down. What are we gonna do? Okay. Okay. Get all these pieces out of here. Come on. Well, that's a little bit better. There's a couple extra little cuts in here, and we'll leave it alone. There. There it is. So, like I said before, we've got our line here now. So I want to stop it about here. So I'm going to stick that knife in there and there. Just kind of get a little 45 there. You know what? One straight cut down, straight down. And now I'm just going to take my knife and just get her down so we get that point out. Same as this side, I'm just going to slide her down. There we go. All right. Still don't like that there. Let me flatten that a little bit. Okay. Now, his hands are in his pockets, so let's put his hands in his pockets. That's just going to be a little cut like that. And it's going to... That's it. Some of this extra off here, go down here, take the edges off that, come down, take all the corners off his arms. Now I'm going to put a little extra little wrinkle in here. Give him one up this way too. That one's there. One up. Okay. Forgot his little collar here. It's going to come down on the collar both ways. It's going to slide her up and come across. Take the pencil line off. Okay, we're getting there. This guy's far enough along, we should give him some personality. Alright. Hope we can get that mouth just a little bit deeper. Just a little deeper. Alright, I just realized I got some Howard's feed and wax on that brush. I can see on all my cuts, so I'll have to wash them. I'll have to wash them before I paint them. But the pants are going to come over top of the shoes. And by doing that, we're just going to put some lines on here. You can see it go right across like that. Alright, down, down, across, and across. Cut in there. There you go. See that? Now we can give him a couple extra little wrinkles here over his pants. Like that. Both sides. Take that corner off the back. Maybe a little wrinkle here. Maybe another one here. Alright. Okay. Now, soles of the shoes. Give them some big chunky soles. Just gonna make some little V cuts here. This way. All right. Just about got her. Yeah, we can take a little bit off the front of the shoes. That creates a little shadow. See that shadow under there? Just by giving a little bit A little bit of meat out the bottom of the shoe. So, I think I'm going to bring his shoulders in a little bit from his elbow, just to thin him up. Leave him on this side. Didn't have that collar sharp there. Well, I'm going to give this guy a quick look over, but I think he's in pretty good shape. We'll just clean that little neckline, give it a real sharper little division between the hair and the neck. Or the shoulders, but it'll give a little swoop here and there too. A little swoop here and there. All right, I'll let come over and I will be right back with you. I'm just gonna put some water on it. People always ask, why do you put water on it? Well, Gene Messer used to do this all the time, and it just highlights all the little shadows and the cuts and stuff, and just makes it look better. So that's what I'm doing. Now, I went over it quickly. Didn't see anything that stood out too much. I rounded the eyes a little bit more. Under the back of the arms, I put the little deeper cuts so the paint would, you know, get in there nice. But that's our little man. And he was a fun little fellow, wasn't he? A little bit different than the last guy. Like I said, a little bit more kick in this stance. And I think he's just a little bit more refined. And I like his big shoes. So I am not going to finish him in this video. I'm going to make another separate video of painting our little man here. And I guess there's not much more to say. But thanks for watching. And thanks again to all those who bought me coffee this week. You're the heroes of the channel, and I appreciate it. So stay tuned for painting the little man. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, guys.